This is going to be a reminder I know that you are going to love. It's something you've heard before, but I'm not here to tell you new things. I'm here to remind you of the stuff that you already know. And today's lesson is keep freaking going. Keep going. Whatever it is you're after, you got to keep going. You got to keep going for this one reason. When it gets hard, when you feel like giving up, when you get stressed out, when you don't want to go on, when you make a million excuses, when you make a million really good, legitimate excuses to stop, that's when everyone stops. That's when everyone stops. Most people give up. Most people don't keep going. And that's why most people don't accomplish amazing, wildly crazy, awesome, audacious goals that they reach for themselves. We just sort of live in this complacency, and that is not the fullest expression of what we're capable of. And you know it, and I know it. And it's just so crazy. So I invite you this week to pay attention to something that you fail at. Is there something that you didn't do so great with? Okay, maybe it could be something as simple as I tried doing my own SEO for my business, and I got so frustrated. I just totally sucked at it and I gave up for the day, right? Think about that moment. Think about the things that are going in through your head, right? Maybe okay, we're talking about business, let's talk about life. Maybe you tried to do a new recipe and it just completely sucked, right? It just didn't taste good. You got all the special ingredients. You had to go to 3 different stores to get the freaking cardamom, and you spent $10 and all of that shit. And then you made it and it sucked. And it's you don't have time for that. You're working all day and you made a meal and you took that time and it stunk. What are the things that go through your mind? Because this is really interesting. I am the first one to freaking throw in the towel. My mind wants to throw in the towel all the goddamn time. And I make these really, really good excuses for myself. If I fail at something, my mind is well, yeah, of course. You never taught you never learned that correctly. Your mom didn't cook meals like that. So how would you know how to cook meals like that? And it's not that important anyway. You didn't really care about making that anyway, right? Or, if a client gives me some feedback, right? My mind is oh yeah, you should just drop this client. You should just throw in the towel because, it's too hard to do this. And, they're from this country and maybe there's cultural differences and it's just too hard and you need to find, X, Y, and Z, right? My mind goes to that so freaking quickly. But the cool thing now is now I see it. Now I can see it and I can address it and I can challenge it. And to me, this is what it means to be successful, right? Because I know, and I've heard it from all of the mentors and the icons that I follow and I listen to and whose books I read and whose speeches I listen to and TED Talks and all of this stuff. Everyone says the same. Everyone says at the point where everyone wants to go, when everyone wants to quit and you want to quit, right? And that is the moment where the big breakthroughs come. When you want to throw in the towel because you've been on a diet for 6 fucking weeks and you don't see anything moving on the scale and you're very discouraged, it's the next day or the next week, you see a quantum leap and a quantum change. It's that moment. It's that moment. It's almost like the universe rewarding you for not freaking throwing in the towel. And I hear it from all of these mentors and I see it in my own life on a super small scale and a super big scale. Because it's kind of that recipe that completely sucked. If you have the stamina to try it again, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Try that same exact recipe again and figure it out. Figure out how to make it better, right? In business is the same. Holy smokes, it's the same. It is so, so, so similar. If you're beating your head against the wall about a client acquisition, you're like, God, like none of these lead gen like tactics are working, right? The ads aren't working. The ads aren't working. Like how much I've seen that in my career. And I've seen it's like, you know what? Facebook ads aren't working. Let's turn them off. Let's try LinkedIn ads. Oh, LinkedIn ads are so expensive. Let's try it. And guess what? They never freaking figure it out. But you know who do figure it out? God love them. The ones that are like, all right, I'm going to commit to doing this for one freaking year. And I'm going to make sure that my company is a ninja at client acquisition through Facebook ads. And we're going to be the best in the business at that. You just got to keep going because everyone wants to just freaking give up because they think that there's like a magic bullet that's going to give you results super fast. And it doesn't matter what venue of your life you're trying to do something in, right? It's all the same. It's like we think of, failure. What have you failed at? I asked this question. What have you failed at? And you think like failure has to be this huge thing. It really isn't. There's often times where I like get off team calls with my team and I'm like, you know what? I didn't really kill it. I was disorganized. I just did not do well, right? And then I say, oh God, my mind, you need a whole new agenda. Like your agenda's not on base, or you need a whole new scorecard, or like you're not asking the right questions, or blah, blah, blah. No, it's like, okay, you know the right action. You just have to do it better. You got to do it better. Pay attention to how you perform and do better, right? If you're like, wow, I didn't have really good amounts of energy today. I felt like crap all day, right? Don't just shrug it off and say, nah, there's nothing to do about it. No, freaking pay attention. What did you eat? How long did you sleep? How much caffeine did you have? You could always make the effort to freaking figure it out. Everything is figure outable, as my friend Marie Forleo says. So I leave it with you today. Okay? Keep going. But my challenge is watch yourself. See anything that you've done in your life that you feel didn't really yield you the best result. Did you snap at your kids? Right? Did you take the wrong way to work and get there late? I don't know. What did you not do? What did you not do well? Think about what your voice is saying, right? See what your voice is saying. Listen to what your voice is saying, right? And just flip the script. Flip the script and say, okay, that wasn't great. Let's move on and we're going to improve and let's make some plan to improve. This is how I'm going to do better next time. Don't just let it roll off your shoulders. I mean, it's important to kind of move on, but do it with intention. And figure out how you're going to be better next time and keep freaking going because you got this and you can do it.